And there's just so many studies I was able to uncover with the terahertz frequency. It's absolutely phenomenal, you know. So
that's from a frequency guy like you, and very technical guy.
We were talking about the pyramids a little bit earlier, and how it was like might have been this energy, you know, type of station, if you will. And I was kind of laughing in the back of my mind, because when you look up the word piezo 1 in the gene cards with the MIB alias, when you look a little bit further into the etymology of that word, and it doesn't stand for Men in Black, although it probably could. This MIB alias. When you look into it a little bit further, not only does it mean fat, but it also means calcium carbonate, limestone.
Limestone.
Also the name of it. And isn't it interesting that the pyramids were lined with limestone, calcium carbonate, which would have been like this huge gleaming type of sun-like, you know, magnification if you were to look at it from abroad before the last pharaoh took all of the limestone off. And so then I was able to uncover a study that talked about these microcrystals in the pineal gland.
The pineal gland,
The pineal gland.
So it sort of gets calcified as you grow,
This is your like spirit gland, you know, it's what connects you to source, you know. And so I was able to uncover how a terahertz frequency might vibrate those crystal lattices. That's what they call them within the pineal gland. And they were able to uncover 2 forms of microcrystals in the pineal gland. One of them was calcium carbonate, and the other one was calcium oxalate. So if people are not familiar with calcium oxalate crystals, they're like little shards of glass that can damage the inner lining of the blood vessel and cause internal damage, you know. And it happens more often than not. In fact, it's probably the #1 cause of atherosclerosis, heart disease related issues, blood clots, things of that nature, because when that calcium oxalate crystal cuts the inner lining of the blood vessel, you have cholesterol that comes to the scene to plug up the hole so you don't have a leaky blood vessel. So then cholesterol gets blamed for all the problems.
For the plaque, absolutely.
You know? And so to break up all that stuff, you can simply use the terahertz frequency. But what was really fascinating about this study was that, and I'll just read it so I don't mess this up because it's so profound. These pineal microcrystals appear to stack in a geometrical shape, and the geometry is called rhombohedron. Is a rhombohedron, a geometry in the pineal gland. And if you look up the etymology, again, I like looking at words, it forms another word called the rhombi. And if you look a little bit further, this is what we do with DNA Dilligence, we're constantly uncovering things. But if you look a little bit further into the etymology of that word, it literally means a magician's circle. So what is a magician's circle? It was a sacred energy space that they used from protection from evil to counter disease-carrying demons. That's what a magician's circle is. So when you terahertz the pineal gland, you are forming this geometrical shape that forms the same exact geometry as a magician's circle to ward off disease-carrying demons.
You know, Joey,
so cool.
This is pretty heavy stuff, really. I mean, for people in the energy world, they will appreciate what you're talking about. But for people who are not in the energy world, they'll be like, huh? What is this guy talking about? But anyway.
Just know it's helping the body tremendously. That's the bottom.